This is a book ball summary of the book Die with Zero by Bill Perkins. How often have you been told that you must work hard, save every penny and enjoy a peaceful retirement? How many people have lectured you about this responsible way to live? But what if they're all wrong? What if you're wasting your life by doing what everyone else is doing? Everything you've been told about money, wealth and life satisfaction is wrong. You will learn how to spend your money in a way that brings happiness to you and the people you care about. From inheritance to insurance, from travel to careers, reveal the secret to a life that's built on memories, wisdom, and peace of mind. Number 1. Our time on Earth is finite. John was just 35 when doctors told him he had terminal cancer. When his family received the bad news, John's wife Erin quit her job, and they enjoyed the time they had left together. After John's death, Erin was thankful for all their final shared moments. This story may sound a bit simplistic and perhaps a bit extreme, but it reminds us of a profound truth. Our time on Earth is finite. Even if you have the money and the time, will you relish climbing Rome's Spanish steps when you're old? Will you enjoy water skiing in your 90s? So why doesn't our 30-year-old get started on those experiences now, while we're in the prime of life? Because, like the rest of us, we have been taught to save money rather than spend it. The author used to do this too, until one day he had a conversation that changed his life. This conversation happened when he was a junior finance worker. Despite his low salary, he saved every penny he could. One day, he boasted to a senior co-worker about his savings. But to his surprise, the co-worker wasn't impressed. Here's the logic he offered. The only reason the author took the low-paying job was to move up to a more senior role with a bigger paycheck. So then, why put away the little money he has now to give it to his older, richer self? This thought changed the author's financial approach. He started using his extra money to enjoy his 20s. Number 2. Your experiences will pay you valuable memory dividends. Imagine you blow $10,000 on a trip to Europe. During your travels, you make new friends, learn about other cultures, and expand your horizons. By the time you return, you feel like a whole new person. But how could this journey of discovery possibly be an investment? You won't get those $10,000 back, will you? So, why is this an investment? Well, in order to understand this, we need to remember that money isn't the only dividend worth receiving. Whenever you look at a photograph from your European odyssey, or talk to a friend about the trip, you'll get a rush of pleasurable memories. And these memories will keep paying out for the rest of your life. That flow of good memories will make you wealthy. But the wealth will come in terms of experience rather than cold hard cash. Number 3. Die with zero or work for free. What if your boss asked you to work for free? Hopefully you'd say no. But millions of Americans are doing just that. For years, they toil with zero financial gain. Meet Elizabeth, for example. She's a 45-year-old woman without children, and her annual net income is $49,000. But Elizabeth only spends $33,000 of what she earns. She puts the remaining $16,000 into her pension and savings account. By the time she retires at age 65, she will have a total net worth of $770,000. This sum will include all those savings as well as her home equity. After retirement, Elizabeth spends $32,000 a year, until, 2 decades later, she dies at the age of 85. Elizabeth still has $130,000 in her savings account at the time of her death. This doesn't sound too bad, does it? Well, let's take a closer look at her finances. Is there anything Elizabeth could have done differently? Well, she could have used a different approach to how she spends her money. This approach is based on a theory known as the life cycle hypotheses, or LCH. The LCH theory suggests that you should try to predict how many years you have left. For Elizabeth, this would have meant spending her wealth over the course of her entire life. Instead, she let it sit in her account. Number 4. Dying with zero doesn't mean spending your children's inheritance. Dying with zero might sound good in theory, but what if you have kids? Most parents want to ensure they leave enough of inheritance for their children. Isn't spending all the money on your own entertainment selfish? Suppose you want to leave your daughter $50,000. Well, just think about this money as no longer yours to spend. And once you've made this decision, managing your wealth should become simpler. That's not to say you should die with the $50,000 in your bank account. Instead, you should aim to give your children their inheritance while you're still alive. Economic research shows that the vast majority of Americans only receive money from their parents after their mother and father pass away. By this time, an average American is 60 years old. If this sounds like you, remember that it's cheaper to take out long-term care insurance than it is to save for a worst-case scenario that may never happen. This route may well be the answer to both giving your children their inheritance early and having your own future covered. Number 5. Change is inevitable, so grasp every opportunity. You only live once, and you also only die once, right? Well, yes and no. While it's true we will only physically die once, it could be said that we experience multiple deaths throughout our lifetimes. You may be wondering what this could possibly mean. Well, the author offers this example. When his daughter was young, she loved watching movies with him. One film was her favourite, but one day, she said she no longer liked that movie. And just like that, the author's life changed in a small but hugely significant way. He was no longer a father to a small child who wanted to spend all her time with him. Instead, he was a father to an increasingly independent person with her own interests. You may think of your life as a collection of time buckets. Each bucket consists of a period of time between 5 and 10 years long. When you come to terms with the fact that each chapter of your life eventually closes, you can start to make the most of each chapter's opportunities and spend your money accordingly. Number 6. The bigger the risk, the greater the reward. So far, we've explored the benefits of dying with zero. But for many people, the fear of living with zero far outweighs these benefits. After all, what happens if you run out of money in your later years, when you're no longer able to work? To answer this question, you'll need to take a look at your net worth. If you're anything like most Americans, your net worth will increase over your lifetime. When you're young, for instance, you may have a lot of student debt and a low-paying entry-level job. But as you get older, you'll probably pay down this debt. You'll have a succession of higher-paying jobs, and you may well become a homeowner too. You might think that a continually rising net worth adds up to success in your life. Your net worth can actually become too high. This moment comes when you have accumulated enough wealth that you could survive for the rest of your life without working. Let's look at an example. Suppose you need $12,000 a year to survive. You expect to live another 40,000 years. That means in order to retire, you need a net worth of $480,000. In fact, you can probably stop working with significantly less than this amount. This is because your money and assets will accrue interest over time, so your net worth would decrease slower than you expect. In reality, you only need about 70% of your estimate to quit working. Maybe you've heard the expression, the bigger the risk, the greater the reward. Well, it's not entirely true. In reality, taking a risk is a bit like backpacking around the world. You'll get more out of it when you're younger. What's your most important key takeaway? Please comment down below and share the video if you like it. Check out these other 2 videos. Thank you, and until next time.